Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauracrapo, and I'm going to do another collective tarot reading for you today. I'm going to just try to tune into like as many people's energy as possible. Okay. So, I don't want to just do a reading for one person, so okay. Next time I'm going to get my mini deck and so I can like be more hyper specific. Okay, I'll probably put those back on, but I'm just gonna. I hope everybody's doing okay today, and wherever you are, whatever time it may be. All right, what's this? First card I get is the High Priestess. Let's look at that for a second. No, I'm gonna look. All right, what do we got here? I can still hear like a touch of Chicago in my A vowel, but I only lived there for 3 years, so it's like a weird accent. It's a combination of Toronto and with the little sprinkle of Chicago. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna look at that. All right, what do we got here? So I'm getting like some water inundation from the bottom of the dress there, where that moon shape is. Something about choose, like let's say you have a choice of where to live, where you're like contemplating. I'm kind of feeling like outskirts of the cities feels better. So, like suburbs or out, like just not right in the center. If you're oh my gosh, be quiet. It just feels like not being in the center of stuff feels a bit more like logical to me based on what I'm seeing at the bottom of this dress, and like the moon shape feels like where you should be living rather than in the folds of the dress. Okay. All right, I'm gonna just like relax. Like the letters on the pillars feel like like family members, or like people you can't necessarily just be like, okay, bye. Like they're like pillars in your life, not necessarily holding you up, but like it's permanent installments in your life. The like her strength is kind of like you, even though you may not be like made of marble or whatever these pillars are made of, like the flesh and blood is more temporary than the pillar structures. Nonetheless, like standing, like owning your power at whatever stage you're at, like respecting yourself, your own thoughts, like your own life story and everything. Like it's like let's say she's holding that paper and it's like your life story. There's still, sitting on your throne and like having your own dignity regardless of like whatever took place. There's always that like moment to reclaim your dignity and your purpose. And like as you step forward in life, it's just you can always like press refresh and to get back on your path. Um, okay, what else? So yeah, so I get this kind of like Google Maps thing from the cross on her chest. Um, so it's like from the heart space, you can see what like where you should go next. Like your brain is all good and well and stuff, but like your heart is also a place where you can focus your thoughts. And let's say if you feel overwhelmed with like the details of the like if you think of your brain space as what's it called? It's like on every job requirement, like knowing like Microsoft, whatever, like with the where you enter all the columns and stuff. Like, obviously, I studied art, so I don't even know what that's called, but like I know what I'm trying to say. And um, so if you want to like get deeper, more intelligent input on your decision making, what is it called? Outlook. Anyway, so like you want some real GPS, like inspired. Then you gotta like close the Outlook tab and open your heart tab and like spend some time there. Like let's say you're just like on a bus or on the train or just walking or you have a moment to just think or you're like spacing out eating lunch, like go into your heart space and just sort of feel what you can pick up from there. And like initially it might be like feel like nothing or just these little impulses like darts of information flying by that you can't really grasp. The more you tune into it, the more you can like read from there. It's like learning a new language. It could initially you want to learn Japanese, like you might learn one word and eventually 25 words and you feel like you could function. you know so it's something you gotta build on, getting to know your heart space and stuff. And like there's so much information out there that you kind of feel like it's your job to sift through what all like everybody else is putting out there, but truly part of your work is being in this character, standing in your own power, understanding yourself, like listening to your heart space and letting your mind like it looks like, let's say it's like some sort of crown, but it could be like if you think of that as like a quartz crystal ball, which would be quite heavy in truth, but like let's just say for argument's sake, it's like I can see someone on a boat and I'm getting like boat envy right now. I can't look at that. So so this crystal, so like if let's say you clear your mind, like it's um if you see yourself as like a receiver and you want to like receive the best information and like not be overwhelmed by it, like just try to like calm down that reactive element to just be like I calmly receive information in my like headspace, and I choose a direction in life from my heart space there. So like the GPS is in the heart and like your crystal ball on your head, which I don't recommend, but like just for the sake of this depiction, um, you know, uh, well, it doesn't have to be a crystal ball. It could be like a silver disc. Like it could be flat and actually quite light. So let's just go some sort of receiving element that is like amping up what your head can already do, what which I guess would be the purpose of a crown. Um, so those two have to work together. Like it would be a different picture if she didn't have that like little cross shape on her front, right? On her heart space. All right, so and I feel like this tapestry behind her is like what is right now, like what's going on right now. So you kind of have to like sit facing away from that to like really get your good information. So you can't be in a state of overwhelm or just really aligning your energy with like what is right now. Because like if you think about it, 10 years ago, what is today like didn't exist. So it's like on us to create the future regardless of what just happened. I mean, of course, like it's good to be a student of history so that you're not repeating bad cycles over again. But in order to choose your next step in life, you kind of have to turn your back to like what has been created now collectively in the world to like what aligns with your intuition and your heart space moving forward. Sure, like these pillars, like sure your family made you, but you're like that feels kind of static and you are now robed in like your own self-respect and your dignity, like you're covered and wearing nice things, so and you're moving forward in life, like choose your path with um calmness and like allow the intuition to come to you and allow your heart space to speak to you and take yourself seriously, because like otherwise you'll just be like choosing from this tapestry of like options which might not resonate with you. It's the first card. This one. All right, what else we got here? If someone's like tuning in and you're a subscriber, you are allowed to ask a question and I will answer it during this live. It's like motivation for subscribers, would be subscribers who are on the fence. All right, so then we have this. All right. I feel like people don't see your potential right now. They're just like, oh, like look how this person's going through it, like kind of like the vest or like his sort of work apron. It's like the red tights are throwing me off. Wait a second. It's like let's get rid of this jacket. Okay. So I feel like even you don't see like you're just like working hard and you haven't even taken like people haven't been noticing your worth and to the point where something you made that's like really incredible is just like up like on the ground and you're just like busy working on another thing. So if okay, some of the things are of course displayed on this tree or log or whatever. So there may have been a project that you worked on or a skill you have that you've kind of almost forgotten that you have, and because you're so busy working on whatever else you have to work on. maybe it's like an idea you had, or I feel like if you put even 1% energy into that thing like you worked on before, you might see that grow. Okay, so let me relax. There's something to do with health. Oh, okay, wait. Is there anything big coming towards me that I don't see yet? Okay, let me just take a minute. Okay. Okay, let me think about that. It feels like having to do with a guy. He's just like a guy who has kind of like a heavy presence, or like a almost like smothering presence. I'm picking up on it. He may have like a desire to like control things, and while you might have been in the habit of just going along with what he says, like I feel like leave his energy with him, and even if he's like a big kind of imposing character, like just let him own all of that energy, and you don't have to take it on. Just want to see what besides him, like what your advice is, like something. I don't know if there's something around like food preparation, or like there feels like something positive around that. Like I feel like there's a lot of stuff you're dealing with that from other people, or just the environment, that feels like challenging. But I kind of feel like you have to use your intuition to find like a better solution. So there's something to do with like cooking or food preparation, or like having a dinner or something like that, that feels really positive. Um, Whether it's meeting up with someone that you respect, or you feel like something positive could come about from like getting together and like talking it over a meal or something like that, like, and like just because this guy like has a very heavy demanding presence, like you don't have to just go along with that. Like sometimes for people to know like what they're doing isn't right, is for let them to like sit in their own sauce. Like you don't like play along, or you can just be, if somebody brings something up, you just say like, okay, I need a day to think about that, I'll get back to you, like uh as long as I say it like that. But I don't know what else. And you might also have some artistic skills, Joanna. Yeah, it just feels like if you reach out and or do these activities that are more like gentle and like aligned with who you are, and you're not necessarily just trying to survive or being reactive to people who are overwhelming, like seek out those areas of your life and let those build in strength so that you have better options and stuff. That's what I'm picking up. So I hope that was helpful. Okay, let me get back to this card. And thank you for subscribing. So, okay. In this card, I feel like the hammer feels like a microphone. So for some of you, you may have your own like social media presence and voice, and actually, like I feel like people really like it, what you're doing, and you may feel like it's kind of like still rusty or something, but your version of rusty is other people's version of like accomplished. So I would just say enjoy where you are and don't let your own standards hold you back in terms of just receiving the praise from other people. Okay, then we have the King of Wands. Let me look at this for a second. I'm looking at this little salamander thing on the bottom. Just gonna see what. I feel like, let's say this is your energy. Don't get tripped up by like the little like bug on the floor. Like, you know what I mean? Like you've done all this work to become who you are. Don't get tripped up by like a little something entering the scene. Like there is something to like standing your ground and just trying to feel centered regardless of what happens. So like regardless of what people say or uh like I don't know, like try to stay calm and just know that you're good and like you're worthy, you know. Like for instance, yesterday, like my car's getting fixed and like the nearest and I had to renew my driver's license. So like mercifully it's like summertime, but like I rode my bike 2 hours there and back to do that. And when I got there, the building was like like, you know, when buildings are built like super strong and you can't like get reception and stuff. So like I waited in line, then I'm in the building and like my phone can't get reception, so I can't like open my account that I locked and whatever. And anyway, it was like, you know, it's kind of messy. So like even though I was like, okay, it's all good, but then there's like little stuff going on, like the sound that kind of tripped me up, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna work out, like whatever. And then so I kept my place in line, even though I knew like I don't know if my account's working, whatever. And then it turned out that because I sold because I sold like a used super old Porsche Cayenne in January, uh, and then like I have a cheaper car now. I didn't know that I had this like other. Anyway, she told me like they actually owed me money, and so it was like a good. So it's good to stay calm, regardless of the like little chaos, like little moments that come up and whatever. Um, and then like on my bike ride back, I rode past like some apple trees in the wild that weren't like on someone's property. Like obviously, it was just like right next to the road and no houses around. So it was kind of like an awesome bike ride in the end, even though I was super exhausted. Anyway, but like you did all this work to be yourself and like figure out who you are and what you want to do and what your passions are in life, and you're like looking towards that. Like don't let this little bug on the floor or salamander like trip you up. Okay, what else? And there's something like dietary coming in about this depiction. This could even be my message, but like I am doing reading for other people, so maybe you have the same thing going on where you may be like putting like too much bread or whatever, like, or you know, have more variety in your diet, or like, you know, if you're overdoing it, like his dress feels like I'm getting like wine or something from that, so like maybe cut back on that, and then like, so if you're having a lot of bread and wine or like whatever strawberry Kool-Aid, whatever is this red color, or like, you know, those like flavored colored drinks you get at the convenience store. Be Just try to make a healthy choice, like, like this bib, like, looks like lettuce. So, yeah, so maybe, reach for the less exciting but better for you food if possible. Like, for me, like, I discovered, sourdough because I'm, like, old. Like, I'm turning 58, so I'm, like, fully into grandparent types of interests. So yeah, I'm like bread is obviously like but honestly, like sourdough bread, when you really let it like do its thing for 24 hours without adding new flour, it doesn't hurt your tummy and it's like healthier for you. So and it really doesn't take much to start your own sourdough. Like you don't even need a sourdough start. You just like let let the country air or whatever like sit on some flour and water and like eventually it starts having its own personality. Um, but I did like buy some sourdough starter that was like dried from a bakery in Toronto. Um, it took like a week for it to really start doing anything, but like now it's off to the races and I panic when I'm running out of flour, so I got like it's controlling my life. Anyway, but like it is better to eat your vegetables, etc. Yeah, so if anybody else wants to subscribe and ask a free question, I'm happy to do that for you. Well, I'll just like do more cards until that happens. And then we have the magician. Okay, what do we got right here? I feel like you're the peacemaker in your friend group, family group. Although people might like accuse you of being extra, um, because like not everybody has that like touched by an angel kind of like lifestyle. But I feel like these lily flowers on the bottom are like previous things you've done that were very peaceful and helpful to people that are just kind of like an overspill of who you are and like whatever. Um, I feel like this whatever this instrument is just on the table there. I don't know, like is it like it could be anything, but it looks kind of like oh, I see, it's a sword. It's like the handle of a sword. My eyesight's so amazing. Anyway, so I feel like the sword is like I feel like you can be a bit too self-deprecating. Because sometimes like having your intuition and this extra like level of energy of being like you're not just yourself, you have this like spiritual connection that's also part of your daily life and your appearance in the world and stuff. And because it automatically makes you like a bit of an outsider because not everyone is rolling with that. Like and sometimes it's not at first enjoyable to feel like an outsider, but as you get older, it's like it's nice. It's nice. It's nice to feel comfortable in your own energy, and there's a reason why people become like hermits and stuff. Anyway, so be careful. Be kind to yourself, and like don't necessarily jump to be critical of yourself because it can like going against yourself is like almost worse than feels worse in the end than other people coming against you because like you know you're with you all the time. So like let me just like I'll let you look at it for a second. So I'm picking up on this like infinity symbol above the magician, and it feels like it reminds me of like when all those people were like filming either the drone activity or the UAP activity. It feels like a distraction to me, and like obviously the technology exists today to like fabricate like stuff like that. I'm not saying that like strange occurrences don't occur, like sure they do, but I feel like it's more important to focus on like kind of like in that other card, this card, where it's important to validate and like use your own intuition. Because if you don't have your own back, like so you have to make friends with yourself and go like, okay, I've been through what I've been through, and here I am today, and I'm gonna be kind to myself and make the best choices I can. And like, there's some element of perfection and beauty to this moment in my life, while I might not see it right now. And you know, like for instance, this magician character is not in a palace. Like they could just be outside. Like sure, there's a table, but like, unless they live in a yellow room, it looks like outside, uh, in nature. Um, so you don't have to have a lot to be standing in your power in the best sense of that word, like your your love and your abilities and stuff like that. Like when I say power, I don't mean power over. I mean claiming your power, regardless of what is going on. It might be hard to associate the good things in life with your situation right now, but you are in truth connected to all that is good. And it's sort of like your thoughts and your feelings are the bridge that takes you from where you are to the connection with good things. And it's just something as seen, kind of like you have to live out, where you walk in faith. Because like there's been situations like this time during the COVID lockdown, like this this guy like was like running towards me screaming, like he looked a bit like maybe he was on drugs or something, like, and screaming he was gonna like kill me and stuff. And I was like, okay, what is stronger than fear? Like, what is more powerful than what he's coming at me with? And I was like, okay, I believe like in like um the power of goodness, and like there was a bit of a like a what would Jesus do moment. So I just like just in my own mind like got into the most Jesus thinking, unconditionally loving, like calm space I could, and just like met his eyes with that. Like I'm not judging you, and and then I just kept walking, and it totally tripped him up, and he ran the other way and like freaking out and knocking stuff over. But like I just like didn't look back and I went into my apartment building. So it's like no matter your situation, if you are connected to what you believe, like if goodness exists in the world, then you are connected to it because you're part of the world. And it's on you to like feel that connection and move through life and things improve and stuff like that. It's like if you're going to some government office and you have to do something or other, if you have that peace in your heart, there's a chance that someone working there will be nicer to you and more helpful and etc. If you show gratitude. And then here's this. Oh, this is my last card here. What is this? Six of Cups. So it kind of goes along with that, like being charitable and kind. So it does make a difference. It does, like sometimes I'll make sure I hold the door open for someone. Like, I went to Dollarama and like on my way in, I held the door open for someone, and on my way out, I held the door open for someone. And I'm not trying to make like a big deal out of it. It's just like these little things add up and brighten someone's day, and like it doesn't take a lot of effort to just be that person, being considerate, right? Or like, like if you're talking to someone over the phone about some payment, whatever, like, and you just respect the person on the other line, and like, whatever, just having a good attitude goes a long way. So just know that each moment in your life consists of an opportunity to be kind, within reason, when it's safe for you. Okay. And then those moments feel like these little white stars or flowers, like these moments like add up and become this sort of constellation, if you will, in your life of like these beautiful bright moments and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and thank you for the new subscriber, Joanna, for asking a question. And if you guys want to recommend a subject for a reading sometime, like a person or a situation, I'm happy to do that. My contact information is in the information box. And I wish you all a beautiful day, and yeah, and all things good. Okay. All right, take care.